And so now it's going to be Dr. and Mrs. Marshall Miller.
Otherwise known as Patty.
Wait a minute.
This is not karaoke night up here for you, because when you give her a microphone, it's unbelievable.
Pete, Linda, Love Train. Would you like?
No. First of all, we'd like to thank Lou and Nancy for having this wonderful evening tonight. And it's a real tribute to the kids, Morgan and Mike, to have such good friends join them this evening from elementary school, junior high, high school, college, and adulthood. And we are very proud of both of you. Morgan, and I really didn't plan on saying anything tonight, but Morgan, we got you and Mike something that will be a keepsake for you and to remember your roots of where you come from. And Patty, you want to read it?
Thank you. So you remember, even though you live in New York and you think you're a New Yorker doll, you're really a Southern belle. And here's some rules to always follow. Tea is sweet and accents are sweeter. Summer starts in April. Macaroni and cheese is a vegetable. Front porches are wide and words are long. Pecan pie is a staple. Y'all is the only proper noun, not you guys. Chicken is fried and biscuits come with gravy. Everything is dollin'. And someone's heart is always being blessed. But getting back to that story, where you're grounded, young lady. When we got home, we had been on a trip, and I walked into my house, and it sparkled. It was cleaner than when I had left it. And I went, something is so wrong. Because when we used to open, my maid used to say, look, I can clean either your entire house or Morgan's room. I went, just close the door. So I said, Morgan, this house is spotless. What is going on? She goes, oh, you don't trust me. So anyway, I said, okay. So couldn't find any sign. I looked for evidence all over. So anyway, we lived on the water, and we had a real mean tide, high tide. And so when we were sitting for dinner, the tide started rising. And when it did, about 100 beer cans were floating all in the backyard. And again, you're grounded.
I really didn't prepare anything to say. But I'd like to say a few words. That's a blank. That was in case I thought of something else. Mike, thank you. Morgan and Mike, you're both lucky to have found each other. Mike and Morgan. Morgan is beautiful. She's smart. She's sweet. She's expensive. She's loving, thoughtful, articulate. Did I say expensive? Morgie, you have been nothing but a joy to Mom and I. And you were a wonderful baby because one thing, she slept 12 hours a day, every night. We were worried because she wouldn't wake up. We didn't have to walk with her because she didn't walk. Mom would take her to the doctor 2.5, and she'd say, I'm worried about my daughter. She doesn't walk. And he said, well, if you put her down, she will. Then the teen years hit. Morgie was not really interested in school in any way, shape, or form. And we said, Patty and I said to ourselves, if we can only get her out of high school, that would be not only a miracle, but really good. I would always say to Morgan, and she didn't like this, and I tell my friends, every child has a fire lit on them, under them at some time. Our concern was that Morgan maybe didn't have a wick. Patty gave away one of the most memorable confrontations that I had. She and I are probably more alike than we know or we think. But Patty alluded to the fact that her room was a disaster. And what I did was, is I took her door off the hooks. And she had to sleep with the door open, she had to dress with the door, whatever it had to be. And it went on for 2 weeks, and I gave in. We put the door back on, and we moved forward. Let me see where I am.
This is held together with dental floss, by the way.
I thought it was very appropriate. When Morgan would call my office, whether it was once a week, once a month, wherever she was, the joke in the office was with the girls, they would say, "Morgan, who do you want to speak to?" If it was a money issue, it was Patty. If it was a life issue, it was me. So the girls, it was a joke because they knew that what the question was about. Because what would I tell you? The answer is no. What's the question, right?
I know, never.
A key to a good relationship with your daughter is never tell her no, ever.
Exactly.
Right, Don?
We had nicknames for Morgan. They were Morgie, Dewdrop, and Morgan and Morgana. And I don't know how they originated, but they all came at one time. Morgan, we are extremely proud of you. You have accepted responsibilities and taken charge, and as you can see this weekend, you've done a tremendous, tremendous job. We expect and wish you nothing but the best in the future with you and Mike. Michael, just a quick sidebar. It's been a real pleasure being around you and getting to know you more. If Morgan says you're okay with us. I've never seen two people in a room together communicate so well without saying a word. I know the back of your iPads and cell phones like I do the back of my hand. Mike, we've shared a couple golf experiences together, and what really has come to my attention is how far you hit the golf ball. And the nice thing is that you hit it farther into the woods than I do. One little trip we took, we went to Augusta last year to the Masters, and we drove up. It was hard to find a room, very hard to find a room around the Augusta National, but we found one, and we pulled up to this unbelievable flea bag. And outside were Mercedes and Jaguars and all kinds of cars, and they gave us a room, and we got in the room, and the first thing Mike said was, "This is a no smoking room, and there's cigarette holes all over the everything." We went out to dinner, had a great dinner at a barbecue restaurant called Sconiers in Augusta. Huge plates of food, couldn't eat the food, brought it back, and Mike said, "You know, we ought to leave these people a present." So we put 2 big dishes of food underneath the bed and left on the way out. You know, Mike, the most important thing I see from you is the way you love and adore our daughter, and that says it all. Welcome to the family. One other thing, the crown jewel of this whole weekend, in my opinion, and I think Patty's as well, because we talked about it.
Oh, I thought it was me.
It is. is meeting Lou and Nancy. And they are just terrific people, and we're so happy to know you. And just one other comment, decorations are by Miller. We were out in the woods cutting that stuff this morning. Thank you.